Hi, this is Andy from Orbit Media. And in case you didn't know, Orbit redesigns websites and we optimize websites. That our entire business is that we're a digital agency focused on websites. I personally review the performance of every website post-launch. Part of my job. 40 projects a year, complex, large-scale, high-ranking, B2B lead gen websites. It's my job to go prove the results, check the results, see if there's any missed opportunities. This is what I do every time. In this video, I'm going to show you how to measure the results of a website launch, the impact on performance, traffic up and down, engagement up and down, conversions up and down. So here we go. How to measure the performance and impact of a website redesign. Okay, I'm inside a Google Analytics account. I didn't get permission to use any of my clients' accounts, so I'm just going to use my own account. And I'm going to start with just the very top line report. So I'm going to come in here to reports and check, did search traffic go up or down? Did search traffic go up or down? Okay, I'm going to pick a date range. Let's just say the website went live on August. This is a very simple report. We're going to start with just super simple, August. And the date range selector, I'm going to click to compare to previous year. Now, you sort of have to wait a month before you can accurately track the performance of a website redesign for most websites. It's actually a function of how much traffic you get. If you get a lot of traffic, you don't have to wait as long. But for most of our clients, we're going to wait about a month. These meetings, the reviews with me are typically scheduled around a month out. So I'll use a month. I'm going to match day of week because I only have a month of data. If one, 4-week period here has more weekends than another, it's going to be messed up. So it's really nice that it allows you to match day of week. One caveat about the comparison date range for tracking organic traffic pre and post launch is seasonality. Time itself is kind of a variable, and for most websites, there's seasonal changes over time. So depending on when the launch day was, if the traffic patterns are different before and after that launch date, you may want to also go back and compare to previous year. I would just do both. It's just a few extra clicks. Okay, I click apply. Now that date is going to stay there. I'm going to come in here just to acquisition, traffic acquisition, and at a glance right here, it'll tell me search traffic up or down. That's it. Now, there are lots of other numbers in here, including direct traffic, email traffic, organic social, referral, organic video. These are not generally affected by a website redesign. They're affected by changes to cookie consent and how much traffic is measured. They're affected by changes to Google Tag Manager or analytics setups or other things maybe, but offline marketing maybe. But website redesigns almost always affect search traffic, and these other sources of traffic are almost never directly affected by website redesign. So at a glance, this number here is one of the major impacts, users and sessions, for a website redesign. Okay. Did it go down? Did it go up? Don't panic or celebrate yet. Your next job is to go one level deeper, because always the best insights in analytics are one level deeper than whatever you're looking at. You need to go farther down, a little closer at the data. This kind of aggregate high-level data doesn't really tell the story. Or what traffic to which pages are up and down, right? So if you see that there's a lot of traffic impact on the content marketing stuff, that maybe doesn't affect that business outcome such as lead generation. So to see which pages are affected by traffic, we would normally go in here, engagement, and there's a landing pages report. This report may not be there for you. This is something that we build in for our clients. I can see the performance traffic before and after to every landing page, including all of our blogs. I can make a filter to exclude blogs. But because this is not a default thing, you may not have a landing pages report. I'm going to build one now using a GA4 Exploration. Okay, I'm going to leave the report section and go into the Explore section. Okay, I like to start. I've already got these things built, but I'm going to build one from scratch, and you can watch me do it. I'm going to start with a blank exploration. Now, the very first thing that you do when you start an exploration is you have to grab your dimensions and metrics. It's sort of like the paints on the palette, that's how we're going to build this report. We've got to, from the variables column here, we got to put in our dimensions and metrics, sometimes segments, and then over here we're going to build the report. Over here we're going to see the report. So what dimension do I need? I'm trying to track the impact from the website redesign to landing pages when the visitor came from search. Okay, so I need the landing pages dimension. Landing pages, great. Check the box, import. I'm going to keep it very simple and just show traffic. Traffic as in visits. The term for visits, of course, secret code word is sessions. Import. Looking good. Okay. Now, right now I could just go ahead and add see how this green dotted line, you can see like that's going to be landing pages. That's where you choose the dimension. Down here, the value, see the blue, that's going to be where we add our metrics. Everything in analytics is either a dimension or a metric. And there we can see the traffic to landing pages and each URL and their total sessions. But I don't want to see all of them. I just want to see the ones from search. So for that, we're going to come in and do I'm going to create a segment for that to see just the search traffic. Not really that complex. I'm going to click the plus. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click a session segment, right? I'm going to segment out just that one type of session or visit. And for this, I'm going to choose, let's use source medium, or session medium, because search itself is a medium. Now, when I type in medium, don't click these these attribution ones. There's not going to be stuff in there. It's not very helpful. We're coming down here farther and looking for basically session medium. That's it. Scroll past this attribution ones, right? Because that's not really for us. That's a more advanced thing. It's not what we need today. So we're always looking for the word session medium. Great. Session medium, what's it going to say? It's going to exactly match organic. That's it. Okay, this is saying 100% of all visitors. When I click apply, this little tool over here gives me a powerful clue. Good, 72%. Look, I excluded a bunch of other people. I'm including only organic. We're going to call this organic sessions, properly called, right? That's all it is. That's the name of our segment. And now we have a segment. That segment is automatically going to be added there. And now we can see it's automatically added kind of as a column up here. And now I can see the search traffic to every segment, to every page for that segment. And I'm going to choose, what was it? I was making up a date range here. I think I chose this date range. Compare, previous period, apply. Great. This is going to show me all the impact to organic traffic per segment. Not set. There's a good reason for that. We're not going to get into it now. If there's anything on this report that you don't really feel like looking at, it's just kind of visual noise, you can add filters down here at the bottom of this settings column, or you can just filter things out by right-clicking and clicking to exclude. Oh, blog. I don't really want to see the blogs. Let's filter them out. No problem. I'm going to create a filter for landing pages. I only want to see landing pages that do not contain the word blog in the URL. Okay, it's going to take all the blogs out. This is basically the impact from a redesign, right? It's traffic to the commercial intent, the more valuable pages, the service pages. In our case, like web development, like these kinds of pages. Did traffic to those pages go up or down? That's a more accurate, more meaningful way to measure the impact of a website redesign on search traffic based on the landing pages per URL. Cool. Next, now let's track engagement. Engaged visits, right? Did the person stay? Did they see more than one page? Did they hang out for more than 10 seconds? Let's check the engagement rate on this website pre and post launch. Okay, all I'm going to do is come into the engagement. I'm going to choose pages and screens because engagement is the engagement rate will be different per URL. I can see engagement right over here on the right. This is my dimension, page path. These are my metrics. Engagement rate is right there. If you don't see it there, if you have to scroll way over on the right, you can always click the pencil to edit the report. Click on metrics and then move it. Here, I'll move it up. I like it up a little higher sometimes. Engagement rate at the top. I'll put average engagement time also at the top. So now they're right there. I'm going to click apply. And because I just changed the report, I have to click save 3 times. Save. Just save the current report. That's how reports work. You're going to be changing them all the time. You don't have to make a new report every time. Then when I go back, I'll see those as kind of the earlier columns. Great, looks nice. And now what was I going to do? Just check the engagement rate pre and post. I'll use the same date range just because we started there. Come down here, click to compare to previous period. Okay, so now I've got my date range set. I'm here in the engagement section. I'm going to come down and I can see the difference in the engagement rate for each URL pre and post launch. Some of these went up, some of these went down. If you see a difference there, ask yourself, what changed in the UX? What changed in the headers? Was there something about that page that added or reduced clarity or some compelling content? Were there videos before or are there new videos now? These are all things that can affect the engagement rate for a URL. If you see big differences or jumps Now you know sort of where to go look to check to see what the difference is in the user's experience before and after the website launch, and then get a better picture of like how those website changes led to that change in that metric in your analytics. Another very common report that I run typically for clients after a website goes live is the path exploration. I want to see how the navigation is doing. What are the people doing? How do these menus work? Are they confusing? Are people skipping certain pages? I'm going back to the Explore section. I'm going to click on Path Exploration. And the very next step is usually to click Start Over. Sounds weird? That's how it works. Our starting node is going to be the page path, which is GA4's code word for the URL. So I choose page path. Then I can pick any page. We know that the home page is a popular starting point, so let's choose the home page. Now I can see exactly how visitors are engaging with the navigation. I can even see the click-through rate on calls to action, right? This number divided by this number is the click-through rate on the contact button's call to action. Caveat, one thing to know about this report, if there are multiple ways to get to a certain URL, in other words, if you've got some kind of redundant navigation, which is often a good thing, right? Belt and suspenders, more ways to get there, higher click-through rates. This report does not show that. It's just showing the total number of visitors who went from one URL to the next URL. But it's still a very useful report, and you can get a quick sense for how people are, is there any confusion, right? If I click to go to the subsequent page, are a lot of people hitting going back to the previous page? In other words, there's a lot of back button activity, in which case your website navigation labels may be confusing. Or as I said earlier, are people jumping over a top level page? Does a call to action have a low click-through rate? Now is when you can go look at the website and start forming hypotheses about how to improve these click-through rates. And you might be surprised. There might be some tiny little link somewhere that everybody's clicking on and some huge button somewhere that everybody misses. The final check that's very common to basically every website redesign analytics review is to check the conversion rate before and after, right? The ultimate metric, the bottom line. Is the new website attracting more hand raisers, more strong intent visitors who are becoming leads? Is it creating more demand? Is it making the door swing and the phone ring, they used to say, right? So to check, first of all, to just check to see if conversions are tracking, which is sometimes an issue, I'm going to come in here and just look at engagement conversion report, and I can see all of the events that were tracked as conversions and the total number of conversions for each. And just one big thing to keep in mind here about how conversions are tracked, you don't get a pre and post if you set up conversions at the time of launch. Smart website companies set up goals at the beginning of the website redesign process so that they're collecting accurate data while the website redesign is going on, so at the time of launch, you've got a pre-post look, right? It's a mistake to go make a bunch of changes to analytics at the time of launch because now you don't know, right, what happened before and after. Okay, so I'm here in the conversion report. I'm on a date range. We'll turn on the comparison, and I can see the before and after pre-post launch. And in this case, total conversions is down 55%, quite alarming. But when you look at the type of conversion, and I think I'm in a range of some seasonality here, it's really down on newsletters, forms, but up on form submissions and phone calls. So it's always important, once again, to look one level deeper at the data. Now let's look at the total conversion rate. The conversion report doesn't show you conversion rate. You could add it to this report with the pencil, but it's going to show 100% for every type of conversion because they're all conversions. So we have to go to acquisition. We're going to check conversion rate per traffic source, which is useful because conversion rates will vary wildly across different traffic sources. So I'm in here. If it doesn't show a conversion rate, again, you can click the pencil to customize, add it as a metric, move it to the top of the list if you'd like, which makes it appear as one of the first columns when you look at the report. And you can see the conversion rate pre and post launch. I could choose it just for one specific type of event of conversion, such as contact lead. In this case, if that was the date my site went live, I'd see an 11% lift in contact lead conversions. And that is mostly attributable to direct traffic, which had the largest increase in conversion rates across all different traffic sources. So we measure the top of the funnel, total traffic, visitors from organic search. The middle of the funnel, engagement rate per URL, and the path exploration report showing where people went from where. And then finally, we checked the bottom of the funnel, sort of the conversion rate, the ultimate metric, the bottom line impact, number of form submissions, phone calls, and people contacting you for your help, as well as, of course, newsletter subscribers. So useful, so important, and really critical once again to make sure that analytics is set up properly long before this website goes live so you can get a good pre-post. Otherwise, you can't really trust your own data. Again, Andy from Orbit, hope this was helpful. And if you're planning a website redesign, forward this to your developers or your partner and make sure that they watch this so that you can make sure you get an accurate picture. And then you can begin the process of optimization because digital ink is never dry. Hope this is helpful. See you next time. Bye-bye.